What's good, AC Gang? It's your boy AJ. And we are back with another banger. Wow.
I'm back, y'all. I am back because I've been MIA for 2 videos. I was here.
She was here.
I was just behind the camera. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So he just did a video by himself. You know, sometimes it may go that way. It might be like that. You know?
So expect that more often. Like sometimes maybe me by myself or her by herself. So expect that.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But on that note, we are doing Young Don the Source Guide. We got robbed in broad daylight. Daylight.
I almost got robbed in broad daylight too. Once in my life. Because I almost got robbed once. I've never been attempted to be robbed. Except for that one time, and I was just like, wow. Okay, that's different.
I got robbed at like 12 o'clock in the morning. Well, 12 in the afternoon. Broad daylight on a busy block. Mind you, I was like 12 years old though, so there was some old guys. So we ain't gonna get into that. That's
maybe because she was like big for your age, so.
Yeah, that's it. But anyways, let's see how he got robbed in broad daylight. Y'all ready? Ready? You ready?
Let's
you ready?
Go.
Are you ready?
Let's.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Aye, aye, Captain.
I can't hear you.
Aye. Ooh.
It's more like no. He does not do that. He's like, oh, you got, ooh, like what? Like y'all tell him in the comments down below. Like he obviously don't want SpongeBob enough.
Anyways, y'all, let's
your whole octave higher. All right, let's get this video started.
Grabs my boy, the one who got his phone took, grabs him by the shirt, puts him up against the wall, pulls out a pocket knife, holds it to his stomach, and is like, you don't want to do that.
You don't want to do that.
I was mad living with you. I couldn't sleep naked.
Oh, yeah?
Hell yeah.
I mean,
pissed
you
off.
asked.
What? Wow. Kill you? Cracking yourself.
Well, there's a famous quote. Money, nigga. That quote made a lot of sense to me. And that's because every night on the evening news, there'd be some tragic story of a family, a business owner, a kid who lost their life over money. You know, a robbery gone bad. So for a long time, I believed that. I believed that money was the root of all evil. But one day, I was sitting down with a wise man. It was my best.
My bad. My eyes itching. Like right now, this itch is the root of all evil. Like my eye was itching bad.
You could have did that and still watch the video.
I know, but you know, you need to focus on.
You got people watching us. They don't want to see.
You gotta focus. You gotta focus on that.
They don't want to watch a rubber eye. They don't watch Young Don.
Right? Y'all ever experience like an itch? You just gotta stop everything you do. You just gotta scratch it. Really. I'm gonna pluck your eyebrows in your sleep. Play with me.
His friend's father, who had made himself a lot of money in his lifetime by building businesses, being disciplined, you know, going to college, all of that. He carried a gun. And one day, when I was over my best friend's house, he asked me, why do you think I have this? Of course, I replied, to protect yourself. You know, he was a wealthy man. You know, people knew he was a wealthy man, and Jamaica's a dangerous place. And thinking I was smart, I threw the quote at him. You know, money is the root of all evil. He then said to me, Chris, money is not the root of all evil. Money is what bought me this house. It's what buys you food. It's how your parents get you those video games you like to play. No, money is not the root of all evil. The lack of money is the root of all evil. Poverty. That's why I carry this. Because too many people here don't have enough. And the only thing more dangerous than a man with nothing to lose is a man with nothing at all. That stuck with me. Completely changed the way I saw money. So one day after school, when me and my boys got held up and robbed as they were walking to the bus stop, I was walking to my dad's office. I don't want to give you too much backstory, but you can watch this video about getting teased for where I lived. It's a funny story about getting teased, walking to my dad's office. People thought it was my house. Go watch this video if you want to get more context. But that day when we got robbed, what my dad's friend said to me made all the sense in the world. I was about 13 years old, you know, very young, very naive, and the world around me, being Jamaica, was a very real place, you know, a very dangerous place at times. But my parents did an amazing job at sheltering me from a lot of that.
Yo.
But no
I
matter...
think people can relate to that. Like living in a dangerous area, you know what I'm
But
saying?
your parents did a good job
But
of
yeah, you're
making
so
sure,
sheltered, you never really experienced
making
that.
sure they get into no trouble and keeping you safe.
Yeah, exactly. My house is still burning.
No matter how hard your parents try, they can't protect you from the world forever. So I'm walking to my dad's office with two of my boys. You know, they're walking to the bus stop to take the bus to go home. So we're taking the usual route, and on the way to where we're going, we have to pass this other school. It was known as Quality Academics. It was basically a school you would go to if you failed high school. You see, in Jamaica, in order to go to college, you have to take this exam called CXC. I think they changed the name, but it's very similar to the SATs. So if you got poor grades on your CXCs, you wouldn't be able to get into a good university. In Jamaica, there are really only like two, and we don't have this abundance of community colleges like you do here in America. So if you want to take another swing at getting into university, you pretty much have to redo your senior year of high school. But there isn't a way to do that in actual public school. So you have to go to one of these like do-over schools, and Quality Academics was one of those schools. Now, think about the kind of kids that completely fail high school, right? Of course, you have those who just, you know, struggle in school. You know, public school isn't always the best. But a lot of times, it's dudes that didn't take school serious because they were busy, you know, chasing girls, ditching class. A lot of times, they were dudes who gave a lot of trouble. Very often, these kinds of guys, you know, grew up in...
I was that kid in school. I did it all.
Sheesh.
But one thing about me, though, I always did my work.
I was the complete opposite of him.
Why your eyes looking serious? You tired?
Because I'm yawning.
You tired?
Sort of.
Oh.
But anyways, we're not talking about that. What was I saying? Like, my mind is gone.
When you get
I was
your mind
I was
back.
the complete opposite of him. I was always a good noodle. Some may call a teacher's pet. Not really.
Yeah,
But yeah, I was really good.
you seem like it.
I was. Never was sent to the principal's office. Never. Unless it was for academic success. Alright, let's get that video.
environments where they didn't have a lot, you know? They grew up in the hood, grew up in poverty. So what do you get when you mix a kid who grew up without a lot in an environment that is often violent, who feels the pressure of having to look like they have more than they really do so that they can climb the superficial social ladder that is high school culture? You get...
What? He said, what do you
Shot
get?
in my shirt like that.
What do you get with a person with no money that was lived in violence and this is that and that? I'm like a robber. Like, give me your stuff, fool.
Give me your money.
The two dudes that were posted up down the street in the cut looking for an easy lick. I saw them as we were walking up the street, and I could tell from a distance that these guys were no good. Back when I was going to school in Jamaica, there was a certain look that all the tough guys had, you know, the bad man look. Uniform was always iron crisp, shirt untucked. They take their baggy uniform pants to a tailor and get them tightly fitted. A lot of times their faces were bleached so they look more light skinned, and they always used too much gel in their hair, like to get it curly, but they use too much. And, you know, I just started walking the streets to get to my dad's office, so I saw them, and I'm thinking, that don't look good. But, you know, it's three of us, it's two of them. Sure, they're bigger, they're older, but, you know, this kind of thing doesn't happen to me. Like, it's something you hear on the news, it's something you hear happening to other people. You know, I'm not gonna get pressed by no goons. So we're walking up the street. We're getting closer and closer.
Right.
And then we pass them. So I'm like, okay, all right, good, we're good. So we walk past them, and me and my boys, you know, we're talking, we're laughing, all is right with the world. And then I hear some footsteps quickly approaching us from behind. I turn my head, and now they're right beside us. As they're passing us, one of them leans into one of my boys, bumps him, and then keep walking. At first, I didn't realize what happened, but it turns out when the dude bumped into my boy, he reached into his hoodie pocket and grabbed his phone. They must have saw when my boy had put his phone in his pocket before we passed them down the street. My boy's like, yo, they just took my phone. He had a new BlackBerry, and this is before the iPhone, all of that. Yo, this was when the BlackBerry was the iPhone, bro. Everybody wanted one. They were hard to come by. They were expensive. My mans must have saved up for a whole year just to buy that phone, bro. So now I'm shocked, and then my boy's like, yo, I gotta get by my phone. So without even thinking, we start to chase him. Now, to say chase is a bit much. It was more like a brisk walk because one, they weren't that far ahead because they weren't running away. And two, there was some hesitation, right? Because they were scary. I was scared. I will admit, I'd never been in a situation like this before. But we're in the heat of the moment, adrenaline is going, and I wasn't about to be the one friend that fell back in this situation. So we start to walk up to them. We get right behind them, and then one of the dudes, not the one who took the phone, the other one, he turns around, grabs my boy, the one who got his phone took, grabs him by the shirt, puts him up against the wall, pulls out a pocket knife, holds it to his stomach, and is like, you don't want to do that. He lets him go, turns around, and the both of them keep walking. And back in school, we heard a lot of stories.
Sometimes, like, if you get robbed, somebody got like a knife or a gun, it's not even worth it. It's nothing is worth your life, honestly.
We always play this game, like, if we have multiple things in our hand, he'll be like, all right, so if somebody came up to us and said, give me a box of pizza, give me this, which one you giving? And I'm like, like, you know, we put, like, go back and forth with it.
Yeah, nothing in this world is worth your life at all. Nothing. Yeah, unless it's your kid or something. Other than
right.
Nothing.
Of dudes getting robbed and stabbed over their phones. So we knew that this was not a joke. So they're walking away, and then my boy turns to us and is like, yo, what do I do? I look at him, and I'm like, looks like you gotta get a new phone, bro, cause that one's not yours no more. And as soon as that reality set over the group, we were just like,
wait, question.
Man.
Why didn't you call the cops?
You don't want to do that.
I mean, you could like...
It's Shamika.
I mean,
like some places, they always say, you don't even want to deal with the cops.
I mean, I've been there one time, but like I was like in like a nice area, so I'm not really sure how like the hood part is.
That's tough. That was so tough because there was nothing we could do. What were we gonna do? Call the police? This is Jamaica, bro. Ain't no police gonna show up and get back your phone, bro. That's gone. So we stand there for like another 5 minutes. And then we continue to walk. You know, my boys went to the bus stop. I went to my dad's office, and you know, that was that. You know, I told my dad about it, you know, because my dad grew up in the hood. So a small part of me was like, ooh, maybe my dad can like go get back the phone. I don't know. My dad looked at me and was like, you still got your phone?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right, we good.
Exactly.
Moral of the story,
that's how
you know, when you walk in these streets, especially if you live somewhere that's not super safe, keep your head on a swivel, keep your valuables concealed.
Always watch your surroundings.
And you know, if you're ever being robbed and you know, you're outgunned or outmanned, just give them what they ask for, man.
Yo,
because at the end of the day, things can always be replaced. But your life, pretty sure you only get one of those.
Nah, like, that's something my mom always had told us, like, that's why she was like, don't be on your phones, don't have your headphones in, because people watch you.
Yeah,
people watch you for days. Like, people will watch you for
days.
days. Like, how he just watched his friend put his phone in his pocket. They will plot, and then that way they'll know. Like, that happened to me. Like, the guy saw, I guess, the phones. It was like, give me our phone, or give me your phone, whatever. And I'm like, oh.
Yep,
So you was watching.
Moral of the story is watch your surroundings, use your head, and
definitely.
nothing is worth your life. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But on that note, guys, we hope you enjoyed this video, and make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe.
We'll see you guys in the next video.
Subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. But make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe.
Really? How was I gonna say it?
The AC Gang, we out. Peace.